all need water, right? We need it for drinking, we need it for cleaning our bodies to stay healthy, for growing our food, producing our clothing, maintaining a healthy ecosystem. Animals need it, plants need it, everyone needs water here. And if you're lucky enough, you may even get to enjoy it once in a while. We all know the importance of water. Let's talk about how to save water. Really hot spring so far. It's like day I don't know of 90-degree days in a row without any rain. So it's been really hot so far. The plants are obviously showing they need water. We're feeling it. We need water to survive. I live in Minnesota where we're super lucky to have thousands of freshwater lakes around. But whether you live in a place that has a lot of fresh water or very little water and experience a lot of drought, there's things that we all need to do to help conserve water. This is week 20 of my 52-week challenge. If you've been following along, welcome back. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can go ahead and click subscribe and the little bell down below to catch up and to be notified when we come out with a new video. I'm looking at one thing a week for a whole year to try and live a little bit more of an eco-friendly life. I've got a bunch of tips on how to save water in different parts of your home. Some of them may be pretty obvious and just reminders to you, but other ones might be new. So here they are. For saving water around your yard, first of all, keep an eye on the weather because there's nothing more ridiculous than a sprinkler going off and watering the grass while it's raining outside. If you have an automatic sprinkler system, make sure that rain sensor is functioning properly because you don't want it to be raining and that thing is broken and your sprinklers are going off at the same time. Strategically water your plants. If it's the middle of the summer and it's noon, your water is just going to get evaporated by the time the plants have time to soak it up. So water in the morning or in the evening. If you have leftover water from your water bottles or extra ice cubes from your drink, throw that in your pots or your gardens just to utilize that water too. Position your sprinklers so that they're not watering structures. You don't want half your water running down your driveway. So position those so that they're getting the plants wet, not the things around your home. What's even better than strategic watering is strategic planting. So those plants that don't need a lot of water in the first place. Install a rain barrel. So this is going to utilize that water that is coming onto your roof and in your gutters and putting that to use. I do let my kids play in sprinklers and pools occasionally, especially if the grass needs watering. But otherwise I give them free access to the rain barrel so they can use that to fill up their water table or whatever they want to play with for the day that has to do with water. So they get free access to that since it's that saved water. And otherwise I use the water from my rain barrel to water my garden with. So I put it pretty close to the garden so that it's easy. You can just use the attachment hose and just remember to keep that trap clean of leaves and debris and sticks that are coming off your gutters. So clean that out every once in a while. Here's the water barrel that we have. I think I got it from like Menards or something, but pretty standard. Has an attachment for a hose on the bottom and a nozzle there to fill stuff up with. And then this one has a little space on the top so you can like plant things, I guess. I don't know. I guess I never did that. And then in the back, it's connected to the gutter with these guys, and it did have to really cable tie them on there. But you kind of put the diverter on there like that, and it puts the water from your gutters into your rain barrel. So you do have to do a little bit of handiwork, chopping that up, and then placing this on there. And then you just want to make sure that you check it every once in a while so that it's not gooped up with junk in there. Oh, there's a frog in there.
Where?
Good look. Junk like frogs. Ah, there's two frogs. There's a guy over here too.
Yeah, I see that guy.
Next time it rains, throw in some boots and an umbrella or a jacket. Take a little walk around your house and see if you can identify any problem spots. Any spots that tend to flood when it rains a lot, or where the downspouts come out and it's not really benefiting anything at the end of the spout. And those are going to be the best places that you'll want to install either a rain barrel to catch that water or a rain garden whose purpose is to kind of filter all the water that's running off of your house and your lawn and kind of catch it and use it before it hits the streets and the gutters and runs into the sewer systems. And sometimes you can even get grants to do rain gardens too, so check with your city or your county to see if they'll help pay for installing a rain garden. Placing mulch around your plants can help slow evaporation so the plants have time to utilize that water. Opt for a professional car wash. So So the water that you're using to wash your car is getting sent down into the drains and the gutters and all that residue along with it. So also the soaps and whatever you're using to clean your car with. If you go for a professional car wash, they do have to follow EPA regulations. So they're going to have to follow those regulations on where their wastewater goes after the car is being washed, and also what type of soap they can use. And they're not going to want to waste water either because it just costs them money. So they want to use a more efficient way to clean their car using the least amount of water as possible.
Look at that. Just gets off perfect.
Mine did. Look at mine did.
Is it nice and clean?
Uh-huh.
And it may even be illegal to wash your car in your driveway where you live, so you have to look that up by your city. When it comes to saving water in your kitchen, first of all, which is greener? Hand washing your dishes or using a dishwasher? From what I've found, there's a lot of different comparisons online. They say that using a dishwasher is almost always more sustainable and water efficient, especially if you're using an Energy Star dishwasher. But if you wash your dishes in like this 2-basin method, that can be more water efficient, but also try and figure out what is more convenient for your life too. I know I'm not going to hand wash all my dishes. None of those comparisons took into account the fact that all those resources go into producing and delivering dishwashers. So if you're remodeling a kitchen or building a new home and you're okay with hand washing dishes, for some people it's really therapeutic, maybe a dishwasher isn't in those plans for your kitchen. If you are buying a new dishwasher, make sure you look for an Energy Star model, so it's the most water efficient model out there. Avoid rinsing your dishes before you put them into your dishwasher. This is a habit I have yet to break. I still do it all the time and I catch myself. But your newer dishwasher should be able to catch that food. Definitely wipe food off in your compost first, but then you shouldn't need to rinse it unless it's something that's really, really gonna stick on those dishes. Make sure to clean out those catches at the bottom. They can get pretty nasty. The more gunk that's on there, the grosser your dishes are gonna be because that stuff isn't getting cleaned out periodically. If you do have to rinse off dishes or soak them or scrub them first, try to rinse them all off in the same water. Pick the biggest thing, fill that up with water, and then put all the smaller things in there. Or just kind of transfer it back and forth in between because they're going to get disinfected in the dishwasher anyways. When you do use your dishwasher, make sure you're only washing full loads. There is no reason to wash a half-empty dishwasher. I know it's really nice to just start it at night and you have clean dishes in the morning, but see if you can challenge yourself to keep it full and only run it when it's totally full. Have 1 cup per person that they use for that whole day or 1 bottle. That way you're not going to have like 7 cups from each kid in the dishwasher that's going to fill up your dishwasher soon because that'll make you run the dishwasher more. So try to keep it to 1 cup a day for water. We have a little spot for our cups on our counter right by the refrigerator. And even walking by those throughout the day is a good reminder to drink water for the day, so it actually helps us stay hydrated. Defrost frozen items in your fridge. Instead of using running water to defrost a bag of shrimp or whatever you're eating, plan ahead a little bit and defrost them overnight in the fridge instead. For saving water in your bathroom, first of all, turn off the faucet while you're brushing your teeth. That's like a huge pet peeve of mine. You don't need the water running while you're actively brushing your teeth. That's 4 minutes a day of water running down the drain that you're gonna save that way. Same thing while you're lathering your hands. Get your hands a little bit wet. We all kind of learned during COVID how to wash our hands really well. So we know we need that 20 seconds of kind of lathering up and then rubbing in underneath the water at the end. But while you're lathering up, turn off that faucet. Consider buying an aerator for your faucet. It's just this little thing that you screw onto the end of your faucet. It has little holes in it, so it adds air into your water stream so that you use less water through it. And if you're replacing one and buying a brand new faucet, look for a water sense model. Yeah, we'll eat that later, okay? Okay. Look for a water sense model so that it's more water efficient. Take shorter showers. Plan your shower and shower your plan. Know what you have to do in the shower, what you need. If you have like a certain schedule, like, oh, I need to shave my legs one day, or I need to do a sugar scrub one day, or whatever. Don't waste extra time in the shower doing those things. Maybe do it while your hair is conditioning, but don't add extra things to your shower that you don't need to, that you could fit into other days while you're letting that hair sit. And if you're a real trooper or your water has like an automatic temperature adjuster where you can just turn it on and off and it stays the same temperature, turn it off while you're doing some of those things. Take an army shower. I don't do that, but if you can do that, that's awesome. In addition to taking shorter showers, take less big baths. Now, if you don't need a lot of water for your bath, like for your little kids, then maybe a shower actually uses more water and a bath uses less if you don't fill it up all the way. But take a shower, plug that drain up while you're doing it, and see how much water you use during a normal shower and kind of decide from there. You could bathe less overall to save water. Alright, take this one with a grain of salt because you do need to bathe to keep your body healthy and clean. You do need to bathe. If you're like me and you take showers because you have really greasy hair, you could opt for a dry shampoo instead in between those days and switch to every other day instead of every single day. And then also cleaning up with like a washcloth in between too. Alright, let's talk about toilets. Toilets are a huge part of where our water goes to that we use in our home. One big way to save on that water is, you know what it is. If it's yellow, let it mellow. If you have to pee, you don't have to flush it down. It's not hurting you by having your urine sitting in your toilet bowl. It might get a little more stinky and you might have to clean it just a little bit more if you just let it mellow for a while. But eventually someone's gonna have to go number 2, or you can flush it if you decide it's time to flush it. Look at how much your toilet uses per flush and you can kind of get a better idea of how much water you can save. If you have a newer model, it might be under 2 gallons per flush. If you have an older model, it could be up to 6 or 7 gallons per flush each time you go to the bathroom. If you're getting a new toilet, look for a WaterSense model and get one that has a dual flush. So it'll have one button that uses less water per flush for your liquid waste and one that uses a little bit more for your solid waste. Making sure that you don't have any leaks around your house can be important. Keep an eye on your water bill. If for some reason it's consistently going up, even though you're doing all these things to try and minimize your water usage, you may have a leak somewhere, so get that checked out. One way to check your toilet for leaks is to take some food dye, drop it in the tank. Don't touch it for 15 minutes, don't flush it, but let it sit in there, and then if you are getting color inside your toilet bowl, then you may have a leak that needs to be fixed. I actually thought as a kid that like older people urinated blue pee because my grandpa would always clean his toilet before he came over, so there was always like the blue cleaner in the bowl, so I just assumed that grandmas and grandpas peed blue. I was wrong. Put your garbage in your garbage. If you blow your nose, don't throw it in your toilet bowl, just put it in your garbage because that all has to be filtered out anyways, so you might as well just send it straight to the garbage instead of your toilet bowl. That means no Kleenexes, no paper towels, no tampons or pads for sure, because that could clog it up and waste a whole lot of water in a thing that you'll need to fix. And no flushable wipes. Even if they say they are flushable on the package, they are not flushable. They create this giant, what do they call it, like a fat iceberg, I think is what they call the things that they need to clean out of the sewer systems. There's no regulations on if you can put that onto a baby wipe. So no baby wipes in the toilet, whether they say flushable or not. One kind of classic way that they say to save water is by putting a brick in your toilet tank. This one's gonna go on as a maybe. So first of all, for sure not a brick. That could disintegrate in your tank and cause some problems. The idea behind it is displacing some water so that it uses less water per flush. Well, that can save water, but your toilet also may need a certain amount of water to flush down the waste that's going down the drain in it. So we're gonna leave that one as a maybe. Certainly not a brick. You could reuse like a plastic bottle and fill it with some heavy stuff like rocks or something. Put a drop of bleach in there so it doesn't get nasty sitting in there. Fill it with water, put it down, sink it. That would be one alternative to the bricks, but you have to make sure that your toilet can flush appropriately with that in there, with the amount of water that it's getting. So we're gonna leave that one as a maybe. Reuse bath towels a couple times before you send them off the laundry hamper. So that's gonna save you water by having to do less laundry. For saving water in your laundry room, don't run loads of laundry unless they're full. And I know there's some clothing that needs to have special washing cycles. So, there are exceptions in the laundry room versus the dishwasher. But try and only run full loads of laundry. There are some washing machines that do use less water if there's less clothes in there. So you can use that function too. And if you are replacing your washer or your dryer, look for those Energy Star models so they can be more efficient. I know it may not work out in all households to wait until you have a full thing of laundry before you run a cycle. If your family competes for laundry days, or like you always have Sunday for laundry and you always have Monday, otherwise all hell breaks loose, try to work out a system where you can either like reserve days or whatever works to get those full laundry loads.
To help do less laundry overall, have a spot in your closet for clothes that could be worn again. And then as far as energy goes as well, turn down your water heater. 140 degrees Fahrenheit can get too hot and may cause burns, and you're going to be losing a lot of energy keeping it heated that high, but it shouldn't go lower than 120 in order to kill off bacteria. As long as your clothes aren't heavily soiled, you should be fine washing them in cold water. This should keep your clothes looking new longer too, and when you take into account our indirect uses of water like clothing production and our food choices, buying less clothing is going to save a lot of water in the long run. All of these things are geared towards both conservation and saving you money off your bills.
Thanks for watching. If you want to get notifications on when my new videos come out, go ahead and click subscribe and the bell down below, and we'll keep on looking at different things to make our lives a little bit more sustainable.